guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and in today's video I want to do like a springtime grunge makeup look, like something a little bit grungy but still with like a pop of color. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this video, but yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Something kind of dark and smoky but also summery and pop of colory. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So if you guys want to hang out and do some makeup, then just keep on watching. I'm going to use the Beauty Bay Brights 2.0 palette today. Giving spring, but it's also giving like deep shades, which is where I'm headed. So what am I doing with my life is the real question. Did I set my brow bone? I can't remember. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a small fluffy brush. This one right here. Where can I hold it that you'll see it? There it is. And I'm going to go into this shade right here, Cocoa. And I'm going to start building that up on my outer corner. Like, I know that grunge makeup is super in right now. Like, it's very on trend, which I love. And I was like, how can I make this like more springy? And then I'm just going to take that exact same brush, just wipe it off. And I'm going to go into the shade Praline and start working on blending this out. And also kind of working it into my crease. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed my ColourPop Gone Matte palette just because I needed one more lighter shade just to smooth out this transition a little bit more. So I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and I'm going to go into this middle shade Ultra Suede and blend a little bit more. I was about to complain about the fact that the Brights palette doesn't have like a good transition shade, but then I would realize that, you know, like it's literally a rainbow palette. So doing a majority neutral eyeshadow look with it is probably not what it was intended for. But I am still like somebody who 9 times out of 10 would prefer to just use one palette. Like, I'm not trying to have 8 palettes out on my desk and to do a look. Like, I would rather just use one palette that has everything that I'm looking for. I'm having some issues blending out these very outer edges, but I'll make it work. My cats are fighting. Whoa, 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 whoa. 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 Well, that fixed the blend. Not exactly how I intended to, but it did. My cats went to another room, but I can still hear them arguing. And by them, I mean I can hear Lola screeching at Lucas. Okay, so now I have all this open space on my lids, and I still want to do a pop of color. So what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Originally I was going to do yellow, but I just don't know that I'm feeling yellow. I think I'm going to go with this really like blue pink. I think that's what I'm thinking, which was the shade Shock, by the way. Quite possibly the weirdest brush that I could have grabbed to do this. It's very stiff. I just don't want it to be like too cut creasy. And that brush was so stiff. All right, so I went in at the end there, and I went in with a little bit of velvet, just kind of right where the brown and the pink meet. And then took a little bit of that dark brown to just kind of finish it off. I look kind of crazy. Let's hope it all comes together at the end, because this was not how I envisioned my makeup going, but I think I can pull it together. I'm gonna go do something, anything. Put on some wing, do my foundation. I'll be right back. Also, not me just now realizing that I never zoomed you guys in for like doing my eyeshadow. I was like about to start doing my eyeshadow and my husband started texting me about something, and I just like my brain went in a completely different place. This concealer is almost done. All right, so for my bronzer, I'm gonna use the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light, and I'm gonna use my trusty powder puff for this, because this bronzer scares me with a brush. I'm thinking about doing a video. I'm saying this, but the way that's gonna work out, I literally will have that video filmed before this video even goes up. So hey, I'm thinking about doing a video. and it's probably gonna happen, and you guys could all say no and it would still probably happen. But I'm thinking about doing a video in May, since May is Ehlers-Danlos Awareness Month. Ehlers-Danlos Awareness Month. And while I'm not somebody who has significant issues with my hands, it is a common thing to happen, to have some pretty significant hypermobility in your hands. So I'm considering, and like this is so much easier to use and wash than a brush. I'm considering doing a video where I do almost all of my makeup using velour puffs. Like obviously not my eyeshadow, but I feel like if I could be like, yeah, just, you know, eyeshadow is the exception, but like do my foundation, my concealer, my bronzer, my blush. The only one I'm a little scared of is powder bronzer and powder blush with a velour puff, but I'm like willing to try to see how it would all look. But like doing a full face with just velour puffs, and again, as almost a way that it's like more accessible, because A, these are stupid cheap. You can get like a 6-pack for like less than $10 from Amazon. The fact that there's like so many different ways that you could hold this, depending on how like your hands would function the best. Real quick, I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Blush in Nectarine. But yeah, there's so many different ways to hold this. And again, with the washing situation, it's so much easier to wash than a brush. Because I know a lot of my friends that I have gotten to know since being diagnosed with EDS, because I love a good community, a lot of them have issues like holding pencils, which would then be like, okay, you more than likely probably have some issues holding brushes as well. And even, like I said, like I don't have a ton of issues with my hands. The act of washing brushes hurts me. Like the scrubbing and the squeezing and the rinsing and the like standing over a sink for an extended period of time, all of that hurts me. So the fact that you can literally just take the velour puffs and put them in like a laundry bag and toss them in with your laundry, that's a selling point for me. And I know that I saw a lot of people on TikTok talking about, I forgot to blend out my concealer. A lot of people on TikTok talking about putting on foundation and concealer with the velour puffs, and it makes like a really beautiful finish and it blends it really nicely. I really just need this whole makeup look to work out really well in the end, solely because I have another video to film. All right, for powder blush, I'm gonna use this Disney Ulta Beauty like little face palette, and I'm gonna go into the shade Phantasmic. I also had pulled out all of my makeup for today with the belief that I was going to be using yellow, not pink. So I'm gonna have to trade out a couple things because I have a really bad habit. So the way my vanity works, like the way my vanity looks, is it's like an actual old school vanity. It was one of those like thrift find come up kind of things, but it's like an actual old school vanity, and then I just have my big mirror, my big lighted mirror. So it's got a big, like it's probably, I don't know, maybe 4 feet long, and it's got a big thin drawer on it. That big thin drawer holds all of my like single cheek products, so my bronzers, my blushes, my highlights, but it doesn't hold things like this, like my little palettes. So on top of the vanity, it has these two like little attached cabinets, and on one side I have my foundations, and on the other side I have my like cheek palettes. And I have a very bad habit of not going into the cheek palette cabinet. I will just open the drawer and go from there. So I need to start using them more often because that's actually really nice looking. I quite literally pulled it out because of the fact that I'm doing a cheek declutter, filming a cheek declutter video after this, and it was one of the like 3 things in there that I was kind of really unsure about. and I couldn't remember. So I was like, let me use it today and we'll see. Although I will say it's one of those things that I probably would have kept regardless. I put way too much in my nose. Probably would have kept regardless simply because of the fact that A, it's not that old. I got it in December. And B, it's really fucking cute. I have other things in my collection that need to be gotten rid of long before that. All right, this cheek's looking a little heavy, but I can fix it up with some powder foundation. Also realizing I forgot to grab a blush topper. All right, did my bronzer. I used the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce. I'm gonna go set down the rest of my face, pick a blush topper, and I'll be right back. All right, so for blush topper, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna have to be very careful about how I pick it up. This Be Perfect. I don't know if it's the Polar Vortex highlight in Atmosphere or other way around. I don't know. Giant packaging. That's what it looks like. It's technically a highlight. I like to use it as a blush topper. It's got like this really, really pretty peachy pink kind of reflect to it. But I think that the pink reflect will complement the pink on my eyes nicely. And since it's a highlight, I am actually just gonna go ahead and use it as my nose highlight today because I think that would be nice. And it is nice. I feel like I'm just gonna smoke out like the outer third with that dark brown cocoa shade because there's like already a lot happening on my lid. I don't want to overdo it. Plus I really like the way that this kind of like lifts my eye. Okay, I am gonna take just a little teeny tiny bit of that lighter brown shade in the Brights palette just to kind of soften that front edge right there. Kind of smooth it all out. And then for highlight, I'm actually just gonna go back into this Ulta Disney palette and I'm gonna mix these two together because this one's a little bit, I had pulled it for a yellow look, but obviously, so I'm just gonna kind of mix it together and make it kind of like a little bit more champagne-y. But I'm not gonna do a ton of highlighting because that blush did quite a bit of the work for me. Inner corner though, I'm just gonna go in with that lighter shade. Just because it is a little bit more pinky. I am gonna go finish up the rest of my makeup off camera and I will be right back. Alright, so for my lips, I used the Maybelline Vinyl Ink Lipstick in the shade Cheeky, just because it matched the best. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But this is the final look. I actually do like the way that it turned out at the end once everything came together. I think that the like pinky shine on the cheeks and the lashes really brought it all together. Really wrapped it all up. So that's gonna wrap up today's video because I have to go film another one before I go do a bunch of other stuff today. Comment down below and let me know what you think that a grungy spring makeup look would look like. I would love to know. I'd love to hear some ideas. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!